right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome into Scared Money Don't Make Money on Jackrabbit, brought to you by Jackrabbit Illustrated. Thank you to Jackrabbit Illustrated's title sponsor, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota, with 9 locations across the great state of South Dakota. There is always a location near you to get yourself into some orange equipment today. Get yourself into some side-by-sides, ranch equipment, lawn tractors, garden tractors, skid steers, anything your heart can dream of to take care of. Kubota's got you covered. So get yourself into some more equipment today. As always, Scared Money Don't Make Money is brought to you by our show sponsor, Cubby Sports Bar and Grill of Brookings, South Dakota, the #1 sports bar in South Dakota. And no, it's not close. With roughly 30,000 TVs, which Jim so cunningly pointed out that I forgot last time, about 30 minutes ago. Cubby Sports Bar and Grill's got you covered. They've got smash burgers coming in. They've got new Parma and garlic wings coming in. Get yourself down to Cubby Sports Bar and Grill. They are your #1 place to catch Jackrabbit action if you can't get your butt in the door to the stadium during sellouts or if it's an away game. Get yourself down to Cubby Sports Bar and Grill.
That was like the last thing they didn't have was Parmesan garlic sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they
got it now.
They have everything.
Ooh, baby. Yes, they got it.
New smash burgers versus a traditional burger. I don't know about you guys. I know everyone has their preference, but I'm a big time smash burger guy. Get more of your seasoning in there.
Oh, yeah, I do like a good smash. It's got to be a double smash burger because they get a little thin. But yeah, they're very good.
To be honest, I'm not a gigantic burger guy in general, but if I prefer a smash burger usually.
Because then you get like what is it? Is they call it webbing or something like that, where it gets a little crispy? God, that's
crispy. Oh, it's crispy. And shout out to other segment sponsors who will be mentioned later: Blue Tide Car Wash, Hadrick Ranch, and Innovative Engineering. So we are Scared Money Don't Make Money. We got no picks to do because it's week 1. Or no picks.
Week 0.
To go back over. No, we're not doing that. It's week 1. That's stupid. Everybody's allowed.
I agree. I like week 1. I mean, it's FCS week 1. So
high school changed it, so it's week 1, not week 0 anymore.
Nice, good job, high school.
Hey, our favorite waitress is chiming in.
Yeah, it says smash burgers are double, so you're golden, Ben.
Nice, love it.
What?
All right. Well, yeah. So we don't have any picks to recap. We do have to mention, though, how the picks went last season.
Yes. Would be remiss.
If nobody remembers, the loser of last season was Alex. His model did pretty well, but Alex did not do well.
Are you still harboring a grudge because I refused to just bite the bullet and lose with you? And ensure that we both had to do it together.
You can ask Timothy Rosario. He and I were talking about it the week leading up to it. Like, I had all these plans to try to make it happen, and then you just sat there on the show and like, so are you going to pick? Because I could tell you were completely intent of doing the opposite of whatever I did, no matter what. And I was the opposite. I wanted us both to lose. So
nope,
just drag you down with me.
I got to win. I am too competitive. I don't have a lot of times I get to let it out anymore. It's kind of frowned upon on family game night to be as competitive as I want to be. So this was my chance. Sorry, buddy.
It's fine. I'll go to Cedar Falls and life will be good.
Mikey Batts, our favorite Murray racer, is in the chat. He was in the last one too, but he deserves this shout out. I love you, man. Still hanging in there. Just remember, racers cover until I pick them, and then they don't.
So yeah, Alex was going to go to Terre Haute until NDSU had to screw it all up, and they are out of here, and so the schedule got all shuffled, and so now Alex is going to go to Cedar Falls, which is just as bad. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a road game, and it is quite a bit easier. But that's what I think we need to figure out. Like, do we need to like up the ante? Because it seems like if you're just going to an away game,
so
that's normal. That's not a punishment. That's fun.
So I'm torn on this. He was a trooper and took the L for his model the year before,
And had to do a
like a man,
calendar.
and had to do a calendar. Until he puts it on the calendar, he's not going anywhere. Put it on the calendar. It's officially on the calendar, Beth. It's happening.
Well,
I'm
not saying it has to be like bad, but it's got to be more than just going to an away game.
I mean, I think if you had to wear like a Pope hat that said "I don't know ball" on it, and
That's
then
fine.
wear it all game, would be entertaining at minimum. But I don't have any good ones. All the good ideas I have are for this upcoming punishment.
Really? That makes me really not want to lose.
Oh, I so don't want to lose because I know I know both you animals are gonna. Well, it's not gonna be a good time when I finally lose this thing. So I'm pretty motivated.
Yeah, Mr. Kitty Cat Ears.
Yeah.
That was back when it was a friendly wager. It's not like it's gotten out of control since then.
There's no more friends. This isn't friends. Real. We're here to ruin lives.
Yeah, we're here to ruin reputations, and
they just released
do things that live on the internet forever.
They just released a video game where
is it a sequel to the one you wanted to play before?
No. This is one we could actually do. Where if you lose, you have to live stream yourself playing it, and
it's fixing the one line of code
through 200,000 lines of code and find the one that's the bad code. Except it's all printed out on pieces of paper that are put on the walls of this office, and you've got to run around with
I did see that.
And find the bad code. Oh my god! I prefer the Hobo Day one though. That's my one I'm leaning towards first. Where we get the Hobo Day float, and the loser has to ride in the float, and we walk around.
I really do
coolers full of water balloons behind us, and then everybody gets to throw water balloons at them.
If they'll allow that, if not, I think even just sitting up there by yourself with like a big loser sign would be great too. But yeah, the water balloons would be fun.
Yeah, filled with mayo.
Did you see Ree's comment?
Yes.
Oh God.
Reese says Ben in a hot dog costume was the first time I realized, man, I just really love hot dogs. Reese, you ever want to borrow that costume? It's still at my house.
Maybe I'll wear it to the Halloween tailgate. Yeah. Which, by the way, for anybody who didn't listen to B Team and is just listening to Scare Money Don't Make Money, we're pushing a Halloween tailgate with trick-or-treating and costumes and everything. Ben, Brendan has the revelation.
I have the idea.
While we're pushing ideas, because we already got the Podfather's blessing, I haven't talked to the rest of you guys. So breaking news. We're tentatively doing a diaper keg at our tailgate for the Youngstown game. So
hey, Let's go.
Congrats, Alex.
Congrats, Alex.
Beer and food provided by me. Granted, to bring a box of diapers. Open to anyone and everyone. Tentatively. So
I like it.
No.
You can't do kegs at tailgating, technically.
Yes, we'll you can be mustard if I wear the hot dog costume.
So you wanted to know what we could do to Alex's punishment.
Oh yeah,
we should stay on track.
You know what would make for a really uncomfortable
We're on track,
road
Alex.
trip?
This is exactly where we need to be. Uncomfortable road trip?
Yeah. If you had to wear a hot dog costume for the entire trip, and could not take it off until the game was over.
Who is enforcing that?
Like in the vehicle too?
Yes.
Well, you're also going to live stream this.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
Yes.
I'll buy the batteries necessary.
Sure.
No, hold on. We're just workshopping ideas here.
So bad.
We're just workshopping.
It would, but I've done dumber shit.
A 6-hour car drive in a hot dog costume.
That would be good.
We're all wondering who did this.
Who's auditing the footage, though? That's my question.
I don't have a lot of free time, but I can make some.
I was gonna say I could just go along and make sure it happens.
There we go.
While we're talking about this, I do have I don't know if I'm going to do JIAI like this all year,
Glenda.
but just with no previous games to talk about, and I'm just doing it this way. But I do have a JIAI for this conversation that I need to share. So let me
La musica.
remember how to do this, because I don't. There it is.
This
All
segment is brought to you by Blue Tide Car Wash. Oh, you rat bastard.
What?
Oh.
Chad, can you make it like just that on the screen?
You are the worst.
That's amazing.
That's Mr. December right there.
This-
If you're wondering.
This JIAI is brought to you by young Brendan. Let's see. How do I? All right, I'm back
I
on track now.
cannot believe you did that.
So, one of my ideas is that you have to hitchhike to the game, hitchhike to Cedar
God.
Falls.
Hey, pause. Zach's supposed to go with me. Let's not forget this.
Yeah. Zach
Well,
McKinnell needs.
He said he would go to Tarot.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know how responsible we can hold him for it moving.
Everybody really likes the Brendan picture, so I'll go back to it for a little bit.
No, we don't have. It's fine.
I wish there was a way I could
You don't
zoom
have
in on
to.
it. I'll post
That's fine. You don't have to.
it.
You could
It's all
try
right.
control and scroll wheel in
Everybody's-
then.
Everybody saw it. It's okay. It's all right. Oh, good. It's back. Love that for me.
Is that even working? Oh, it is. Nice. Look at the pipes on that
It
young
is.
guy.
Yeah, I used to be in
Jeez.
shape. Used to be a strapping young man.
All right. Anyway, yes.
You don't even want to know what
The
that
idea is for Alex to hitchhike to the game, which would be hilarious. I don't know if you can tell what the sign says, but it says, "I'll do anything, literally, you know what I mean." So that's an idea as well. We'll have to
might have to
workshop
show
this.
He might have to show some Kenkel to get somebody to give him a ride.
Yeah. Oh man, what if he had to hitchhike while wearing the hot dog costume?
Oh my god. We can't make it that bad postpartum. That's not fair, because someday it's gonna be me.
I know.
And I'm gonna end up bungee jumping naked off the Empire State Building or something ridiculous. And I don't want to do that.
No, we'll figure that out. But we do need to get going on the picks here. Do we need to do anything else before we get to the picks?
Probably talk about Blue Tide Car Wash of Brookings, Sioux Falls, Mitchell. Locations all over the place, 20 plus locations in Sioux Falls. New ones going up every day. Blue Tide Car Wash, they are the way to get your car nice and squeaky clean. I go to mine all the time. Get yourself a monthly car membership and it will save you a bundle. All you gotta do is wash your car twice and you've saved money. You wash it 3 times, you're making money. You do 4 or 5 just for funsies and you're really in the money. So get yourself a monthly subscription for your Blue Tide Car Wash membership, or just do a onesie twosie. That's fine. But they will
Please.
give your car the best shine you can get.
Please make sure to go out and get those Blue Tide Car Wash tokens, or Rick Jensen will walk the 3 blocks down the street and TP my house. That's part of our contract. So
Nice.
Me?
No,
Who's getting tokens?
no, I said
He
make
was-
sure people go out and support Blue Tide. That's part of
He
our
was saying-
contract.
please.
Or Rick will walk the 3 blocks down the street and TP my house.
He knows where you live.
This might
I mean,
make
we live
people
on the
not
same
buy
street.
them.
I know where he lives too. But
If he guarantees that it means he TPs your house, they may not buy them. All right. No, do buy them. They are worth it, and Blue Tide is amazing. Let's get to these games.
all right. So our I was gonna say our first 2 games, new sponsor specific to this show this year. Our friends at FCS Nation Radio are sponsoring all our non-Valley picks this year. We even
That's
got
our
JIA
boy.
for it.
Look at that. Look at that stud.
I know.
That's right. FCS Nation Radio on stations all across the country, but specifically they're on 910 The Ranch in Brookings, as well as down in Vermilion. Not that it matters, because Vermilion doesn't deserve him. But he's on down there too because he's a generous fellow. So,
And if you didn't know, his co-host is none other than Stone Labanowitz, who is highly entertaining.
in case you weren't one of our normal listeners who have never let him forget about his fishing expedition.
Exactly.
he loves us so much for that.
Yeah, no, those guys are a lot of fun. So tune into them. They have really good content, and it's very well done. They deserve to be on national radio. We clearly do not, but we appreciate their sponsorship. So yeah, our first game is in fact the I called it the Cat Special, but it's our FCS Nation Radio out of conference game, and we actually have two this week. The first one though is Monmouth goes to Tennessee Tech, and Tennessee Tech is favored by 7.5. Thanks to FanDuel for our lines. We're still looking for sponsors, FanDuel. If you'd like to, this is a betting show. We give out FCS lines every week, and I mentioned your name. I'm not going to mention it again unless you sponsor us.
So yeah,
someone tell him.
Way to
drop
just
some threats.
try to steal Timothy and Zach's sponsor.
The more the merrier. I'm not stealing.
Ben,
until Ben
doesn't.
So short of sponsorship money to hand out.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to cut them off.
Say Chad's probably not in agreement in the background. You can just tell Ben doesn't race because that is a huge taboo in the racing world. Anyhow, number 25 Monmouth headed to number 15 Tennessee Tech to start the year. As always, rankings based off our Redshirt Sports poll that Brennan and I vote in.
Yes.
Shout out James Singleton for free there. Zach's FanDuel doesn't have enough money for both of us.
You know who we haven't shouted out in the last two shows who we do need to shout out? Friend of the pod, our boy Sam Herder.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was mentioned in the comments of the last one. FMGM bets, Hero Sports.
Yep.
Go support Sam. There's two subscriptions I will always bang the drum for. That is subscribing to Sioux Falls Live, Matt Zimmer, John Gaskins, all our local coverage that they give. Support that and support Sam Herder. He is a resource and coverage that we want to keep covering this subdivision. He does such a good job, and it's $8 a month. I mean, nothing's $8 a month anymore. You can't even get a Apple Music subscription for $8 a month anymore.
Well,
so,
like the amount of content he's putting out for $8 a month
is ridiculous.
Yeah, you're getting a show a day. Subscribe to Sam Herder. You will become a smarter fan. Hands down. Go to his Patreon. Subscribe. Let's keep a great one in the FCS and keep him doing where he belongs, covering the subdivision.
Yeah.
So
I put the link in the comments if you need it, but also you can find Sam Herder. Just Google Sam Herder Patreon and you'll find his page. So go support him.
25 Monmouth going to 15 Tennessee Tech. Official line is 6.5.
My line is 7.5.
Or it is 7.5. Sorry. My new and improved model, hopefully. Maybe it'll probably suck. But so I did change how some of the math works this year. It has Tennessee Tech winning by about 3.5. So it is going to take Monmouth to cover. Defending champ. Why don't you start us off?
Are you on the hook for your model this year or not?
No, I did. I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
I did that once.
Okay, just checking.
And mind you, the winner that year was supposed to get to pick the punishment, and I won that year, but my model got last, so I was robbed of that opportunity.
Yeah, it'd have been a real what a crushing blow for the show that would have been. You'd have picked I have to eat a chocolate chip cookie.
Well,
no, but guys, it was a really big chocolate chip cookie.
Timothy
my
says
stomach hurt.
Timothy says it opened at 3.5 and money pushed it to 7.5. Who is betting that heavily on this game? I mean, it's a good FCS game, but who is betting that heavily on this game? That's interesting, to say the least.
I don't know, though. I mean, at FCS lines, they, especially when they're getting published this early, there's so few bets on them, and I'm guessing their confidence in them is really not that high, so I don't think it would take very many bets to push it there.
Yeah, my understanding is it takes less money to move a FCS line drastically because of the volume of money on it.
Especially
That's
early.
also probably true.
This game is really a fascinating one. Kevin picked a great game to be his game, the Kev special for FCS Nation Radio.
Well,
it is.
I would just go ahead, Brendan. Sorry.
No, you can go.
I was gonna say it's interesting from a national perspective, and
Yes,
because whichever team loses this game, like they're both kind of carrying the backs of their whole league. Like the winner probably has a shot at being a two big league. My goodness. And the loser's probably a one bid league. I know that might ruffle our good sponsors' feelings. You're saying that about the SoCon, but yeah, it's one of those things where if it's going to be a good, significant win for whoever wins, especially early ranked win week 1, that's huge. And out of conference schedules aren't that tough, and either their conferences are that tough to where even if the loser, you lose your FBS game, probably drop another one in there somewhere. 9-3 is probably sitting on the bubble. I mean, what did Monmouth get left out at last year? About 9-3, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep. Well, and the narrative. This is the narrative game of the season. And the interesting thing is too, for Tennessee Tech, it almost feels like a no-win situation because if you win, I think there's a much higher likelihood that Monmouth goes on to be nothing. I have no faith in Monmouth this year. So you win this game that's supposed to mean anything, and it's going to feel really hollow like week 10 when Monmouth sucks, because the CAA sucks. It does. It's a hollow shell of itself. It has one good team, and that's Rhode Island, and good might be a stretch. Top 15 team, in my opinion. I don't know about top 10. They've got to prove that, and they get one game to do it against Yale. But I think it'd be a really bad look for the SoCon if Tennessee Tech loses this game, because I don't think the CAA is a good conference. You had 2 losses to a Patriot team in the out of conference last year, and then your conference champion gets roadhoused at home by over 40 points. You have to win this game for that conference. And I know they're the newcomers, and you can say, well, they shouldn't matter as much because they're new to the conference or whatever, but they really have to win this game for the SoCon. And they honestly, I think it's important they win going away.
So it's got to be them or Mercer carrying the standard for the SoCon this year. I mean, who else is it going to be?
Furman could be a little bit sneaky, a little bit spicy.
They're always solid, but they were so young last year. I guess they could be better this year.
Well, Furman's so cyclical about it, a lot of those SoCon teams are, because of some of them have different grad rates and everything else, but they're almost high school-esque, where they have a class come through that's really good, and then they get really good, and then they cycle back through because they're young and all that. And it's interesting to watch that with the transfer portal, because they're in the middle of the South having to deal with crazy poaching compared to what a lot of teams do. But I think they could be salty this year. But it'll be interesting to watch the SoCon. I think Tennessee Tech should be the favorite. I have no faith in Mercer at all, especially after what they lost with their coach and everything else. So, anyways, I'm going to take
Did anybody pick this game yet?
Tennessee Tech to cover. Tennessee Tech to cover. I have no faith in Monmouth.
Yeah, and I was going to make Ben go first, but I kind of piggyback off of you, Brendan. 3.5, I really like Tennessee Tech. 7.5 is a little tougher, but I think I can eat those points because you look at some of the portal additions, right? Monmouth didn't do much. They lose, totally drawing a blank on their quarterback last year, All-American. Was their football team. and their defense wasn't great. They're winning a lot of old school late 2000s Big 12 style games, 50-30. Then on the flip side, Tennessee Tech was very active in the portal. They go get Jax Leatherwood from SEMO, proven starter at the FCS level in a similar level conference. That was a huge pickup for them in their old conference. They get, Harris at Alabama State. He was kind of their number 2 running back last year on a really underrated Alabama State team in the SWAC, frankly. He's pretty good, and they did some stuff to bolster their offensive line. So I just think Tennessee Tech's going to maul them. I think Monmouth has a chance to be okay, especially by CAA standards. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-score game, if that's basically what you're asking me.
I will agree. I don't love the hook, but I will take Tennessee Tech at home to take care of business and cover the 7.5.
Corey, don't be so old.
It's not even that late, Corey.
Corey says, come on, it's getting close to bedtime for those who are listening to the audio version. But he's old, so we'll cut him some slack.
Trees aren't going to water themselves in the morning, man.
For the other FCS Nation radio game of the week, we have Abilene Christian going to Lamar, and Lamar is favored by 6.5.
Lamar is favored by 6.5? I thought ACU was favored by 6.5.
Sure? I think you're right. I put a minus when I should have put a plus. That's my bad.
Boo, a booey.
Model says Abilene Christian by 7.9. Replay of first-round playoff game last year. Should be a pretty interesting one.
I agree. It should be interesting. I'm not sold on Lamar. I'm just not. I don't know why. Obviously, they'll move up my poll if they do well. I'm still not sold on them. I know they made the playoffs. I know they put up a good fight. I'm going to take Abilene Christian, and I'll take them to cover. I think they win by a touchdown.
My thing with Lamar is they were such a defensive team last year, and they do bring some pieces, back on the defense, specifically, what's his name? Andrew Huff. The safety, defensive end. I let my notes talk about Jaden Jones, and we didn't. He's safety for Lamar, preseason All-American. Andrew Huff, defensive end, kind of anchoring that front seven. I think it could be maybe a little tough for ACU to run the ball early here, but ACU's defense, they bring back quite a bit, and even if they can't run the ball, ACU is going to spread you out. They're going to throw it. They've got some really good wide receivers on the outside, guys like Dallas Dudley. I kind of like ACU to cover in this one as well, too.
I hate to be boring, but I think I will agree. I'll take ACU on the road to cover a touchdown.
And before we get to the next game, since we don't have a recap, I'm going to bring them up here. Hedrick Ranch of Falkton, South Dakota. Get yourself some Hedrick Ranch beef, premium, farm to table, Angus beef for your table. Chad and I have a whole side of beef coming for ourselves. You cannot get any better beef. Let me tell you.
I've got a quarter coming myself too. That lasts our family about 8-9 months. So that's how often I order it. And I actually waited a little bit knowing this is when Troy's next order was going in. And I like Chad and Brendan said on the last show, you can tell I was in way too many meetings and talking too much.
You can call me Chendon. That's okay.
My tongue's just done. But anyhow, so yeah, $7 a pound for everything, roast, burger, steaks, brisket, the whole 9 yards. Like you cannot beat that. So if you're anywhere in the 48 continental United States, call Troy, get yourself some certified ranch table beef.
Let me tell you, I made one of his briskets last week and I cooked it and slapped it. That thing jiggled like Jello. It was so good. It was crazy.
Making me jealous. All right. Next game, we've got St. Francis, not the FCS St. Francis. It's St. Francis of Illinois.
FCS St. Francis anymore. They went down to D3.
Oh, I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that St. Francis. It's a different one. This one's in Illinois, and they're going to St. Francis of Illinois is an NAIA team. They're traveling to Illinois State to start the season. It's even more lopsided than our game. Illinois State's favored by 54.5. This is according to Reddit because FanDuel doesn't have this one, understandably.
Model has Redbirds by 40.4. I can start on this one because I've got some thoughts. SPAC confirmed today they are going to play both quarterbacks. Combine that with the fact that is what's returning on Illinois State's offense is, mostly offensive line and Victor Dawson. So they are probably going to run the ball and end up shortening the team anymore. And yeah, Seth Meyers taking the words right out of my mouth. Can a SPAC team even score 54 points? Their defense is going to be good. I would not be surprised to see a goose egg for St. Francis hanging on the end here, but 54 is a lot to score, especially when you're trying to rotate quarterbacks and you have a run-first offense. I think Redbirds probably win by 30 to 40, but 54 is a ton.
Yeah, I'll agree. I think that's way too many, even for an NAIA team. I do have to show they have sick helmets, by the way.
Those are kind of cool. Is that a dog with a saber?
No, it's like a rescue dog.
Oh, that's like the barrel on his. Okay.
Yeah, yep.
I thought he was holding a sword. Sorry.
It is an NAIA team. Victor Dawson's going to average 30 yards a carry. I will
be done
take
at halftime, though.
The Redbirds to cover.
That's a spicy
I
ball.
am not a coward.
You're probably not wrong, but it's just a lot of points to eat. So I'll stick with St. Francis. You're gonna eat them all.
I'm eating all the points. I'm a hungry boy.
So next up, we've got Mercyhurst is going to Youngstown State. I don't know why they're playing air hockey, but that's what they're doing. Youngstown State is favored by. I should mention that the JIAI that is showing is them playing air hockey together for people that can't see it. But Youngstown State's favored by 27.5.
So Model's going to say Youngstown by 22.1. And this is interesting. Mercyhurst, did they upset or nearly upset Youngstown 2 years ago? I got to look that up now. That was because I remember I was driving to tailgating back from Omaha, listening to the game on the radio. Youngstown that was last year, and Youngstown barely pulled it out at the end. That's what it was. I think Youngstown's going to be better this year. I think they're going to be more prepared, having that scare last year. That's just a lot, especially if you look at Mercyhurst. Mercyhurst had a pretty bad defense, but their offense was actually okay last year. And Youngstown does not have a great defense. This is going to be the biggest thing to watch for in this game is kind of, once again, right, like Seth Meyers saying, is Youngstown's defense improved? They try to use a lot of transfers to do that. I could be concerned about them coming out first game doing that. I think it's probably pretty close. Ends up pretty close to where the line's at, but I think we end up just under. Give me Mercyhurst to cover.
I will take Youngstown State to cover. I think, especially with that result last year, I think Youngstown State decides they better not mess around, and I think they step on them early.
What is the spread? I wasn't paying attention.
27.5.
27.5. Holy smokes. Youngstown State is notorious for starting the season slow and not stomping these teams out like they should. So I am going to go ahead and take Mercyhurst to cover.
Well, You guys are wrong. That's okay. Next up, we've got Eastern Illinois at Murray State. And like Michael said, Murray State always covers. Murray State is favored by 2.5 in this one.
Model has racers by 1.3, so it is saying if you're putting real life dinero on this, stay away. But if you are, Eastern Illinois covers. I was going to let someone else go first.
Brendan, you go first. I was going to say, you're bold going first after losing last year, but
I wasn't paying attention again. What's the line?
2.5.
2.5. Give me the racers, baby. Hold on. Wait.
They're favored at home by 2.5.
Yeah, they're favored by 2.5.
Hell yeah.
What are we waiting for?
I'm checking my spreadsheet. Yeah, I got that as a dub. Give me the racers to cover at home. The pony's going to ride. I have no faith in Eastern Illinois.
I'll agree. I'm not going to go as far back to find his comment, but Michael said something about how they got improvements at Murray State.
Yeah. Jody Wright talked about that at Media Day. They got a new field, new weight room, completely redid, kind of the concourse of the stadium. Saw some pictures. Looks really cool. Looks nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think they, especially with him at the helm, and it seems like they're primed to take a step up in the Missouri Valley.
So Ben, did you pick?
Yep, Murray State.
I'll disagree with the model and agree with the two of you. Once again, obviously it's a new season, but all we have back to fall on for data obviously is last year, right? And by efficiency numbers, Eastern Illinois was one of the worst offenses in the country. They were bottom 10. So even if they improve, they are still going to be really bad. On the flip side, Murray's defense wasn't that good. But, Murray moved the ball a little bit. Like Timothy said, they currently show a 4-way tie. But I think that's just some gamesmanship. I thought, they obviously had several guys play last year with some of the injuries they had at that position. But I think when healthy, Jim Ogle played really well. A little bit of a gunslinger, but I think he showed some high upside. I would be shocked personally if he doesn't start in this one. And who knows what's going on with all this fifth-year stuff, but Juwan Northington, their pretty good running back from last year, got added back to the roster a couple of weeks ago. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him in a limited capacity. I think that gives Murray enough offense to cover in this one.
I do love the confidence that Michael has. He says easy win.
Which
after going 1-11 and the history, but you did beat Indiana State last year, and Indiana State beat SDSU last year, so we don't have any room to talk. But no, we got faith in you for this one. Next up, we've got Southern Illinois going to West Florida, and Southern Illinois is favored by 20.5.
Model has Southern Illinois by 11.1.
I'm going to take West Florida to cover that just because I'm not sold on Southern Illinois' defense. I know it's West Florida's first game in Division I, but the fact that it's at home, and Brian Thompson says West Florida to the ship. But the fact that it's at home for them, like to get a home opener for your first game in Division I against a team like Southern Illinois,
You're serious.
What a get for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. I know they were a fairly salty D2 program. So I'm going to say they put up enough points to keep it within 17. I got a feeling I'm going to regret this, but I'll take them to cover. Why not?
No, I'll agree with you, Brendan. Western Florida, well, not Western Florida. Sorry, going to get crucified here already. West Florida. They were a really good team last year. I was looking at some of their numbers, running some of that stuff, as you guys know I do, and they were solid. They've been solid the last 5-10 years. They bring back a healthy amount, and there's still a lot of questions about that SIU defense. I don't think, especially with DJ Williams on the other side, that Southern Illinois loses this one But you could also sense it at Media Day. For those that don't know, I can't remember if we've talked about this or not. I asked Nick Hill, knowing you guys were so close to the playoffs last year, is there any game you're in particular kind of maybe putting in some extra installer stuff for? And he gave me the football coach answer: if we have to win them all, we have to be ready to go to West Florida in a month and a half and be ready to play a football game. But you could kind of sense some of that urgency in his voice where I think they know they're up for a little bit of a challenge going down there. I like Southern Illinois to probably win by the 10 to 17 margin, but that does not get the cover there.
Do any of you know what their mask? Well, he just said it. Do you know what an Argonaut is?
I don't. I had seen it was the Argonauts. I had no idea what it was, though.
Brendan, would you like to guess what an Argonaut is?
I did at one point, but I don't remember.
An Argonaut is a group of roughly 50 famous Greek heroes.
Huh.
Oh. Great or Greek?
Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Famously accompanied Jason before the Trojan War to Colchis to find the Golden Fleece. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'll agree.
No, they have feathers, Glenda.
Glenda, chill.
Glenda's a savage. She's just out here taking souls.
I'm just giving you fun facts from Google.
Yes.
All right.
Barbaric. Oh my god, it's amazing.
Anyway, I will agree. I'll believe in West Florida covering at least 20.5 at home. Yeah, early season, and first game in the FCS, they'll do well. Next up, we've got Long Island goes to UND. UND is favored by 27.5 at home.
Model has UND by 23.2, so it's going to take Long Island to cover. This is an interesting one because if you look, Long Island was 5-7 last year, and in the NEC, so it's not like it's a super super tough league. But their defense was actually pretty good. Their offense was just horrible. Talked about EIW having a bottom 10 defense. You know who was right below EIW? Long Island. That's going to make their day hard. But this is kind of an interesting tune-up game for Tommy Schuster and some of those pieces on offense to see if they can take a step from last year, because this defense should be decent, but I still think UND covers at home.
I think UND covers easily with that defense. I think they're only going to need to score 28 points to cover, and I think they will.
That's probably true.
So, go ahead and give me the Fighting Hawks to cover at home.
I will agree. And also, can we just say how bad it sucks that Lance Rucker got injured?
Yeah.
Just heartbreaking.
Tommy Schuster for their quarterback?
I did say Tommy Schuster. Going back in time here. My goodness.
I'm sorry. It was just stick. It was in the back of my head, and I'm like, hold up. Wait a minute. Something's not right.
No, not Tommy Schuster. He's graduated. He does play a lot like Tommy Schuster, though, if you ask me.
This is true.
All right. Next up, we have Central Connecticut State at USD. And I don't know that I'm glad that these JIAIs turned out like not completely good, because I've been having a bad attitude about AI lately, but I'm glad to see that it still sucks. Because for some reason it says heading out west, river, Dakota style. I don't know what they're doing. And the last one they had, it was UND, the Happy Dakota. I don't even know what that means. But anyway.
To age myself, Brad Koenig, sorry, he asked how many years ago was it that SDSU opened the season hosting Long Island? That was the year the Dana opened, which was my senior year of college. So that would have been 10 years ago.
It's been that long already?
That's crazy.
Yep.
Oh my God.
That field was 9 years old.
Dude.
I'm almost surprised they
that's why
haven't
it had
done
to be replaced.
Wow.
I'm almost surprised they haven't done something for like the 10th anniversary commemorative of whatever, but
that looked good for a 9-year-old field.
Yeah. So sounds like there's quite the difference in the turf though when you're walking on. It's a lot more give to it than the
you could tell the pellets were gone on the old stuff relative. You walk on the new stuff and it's like cushiony almost.
Nice.
Speak for yourself. I tried wrestling around that turf that doesn't have pellets in it. And let me tell you, it feels like there's pellets in it. Plenty of them. Plenty of goddamn pellets in it.
All right.
So sorry, Ben, you were saying
USD's favored by 23.5.
Model has Yotes, but by 16.7.
Here's my thing with this game. Do I think the USD in October covers that? Yes. Do I think they cover it game one with a freshman quarterback, an offensive line that hasn't played any games together, a lot of rotating pieces against we'll say good for the NEC team coming in? I don't know if they cover by that many points. I think there'll be much in with how slow they started last year. Granted, they had extenuating circumstances like we did with a ton of guys leaving after the spring, so that caused some issues. But I don't. In theory, they should win by that much against an NEC team. I don't care. There's been a lot of pumping of CCU's tires lately here. Like this is some tough out of conference matchup. I think that's a bit much. I think any top 15 MVFC team should beat them by 28 or so. But I think they'll win by like 3 scores, and they don't cover. Not necessarily because I think they're only 3 scores better. I just think right now, game one, there's going to be some hiccups that cause it to stay closer than they'd like.
I will agree. I think that with the new quarterback and, I don't know if it's a quarterback situation or not. They've named, I don't even know how to say it. How do you say his name? What's the starter's name?
Majeski.
Is it Majeski?
Majeski, yeah.
Oh, Majeski.
The big thing they told Coach Vitz told either John Gaskins or Matt Zimmer to just think Majeski. I certainly have no memes or anything prepared or thought of for if things go poorly, of course, because that would be immature and petty. Oh no, Majeski.
Yeah. But anyway, they are. I think it took them a while to figure out who was a starter. I think they decided that, hey, we better name a starter so that he has some confidence when he plays. And so we'll see how that goes. But I think that there will be a little bit of a feeling out period. And so I'll take Central Connecticut to cover 23.5.
Yeah, I'm kind of right in line with you guys, what Seth's saying there. They're going to shorten the game. They're going to run the football. And not that they're not going to try to get Majeski some looks, but that's going to be their MO. That's been their MO for 3 years now. And, I think it's going to be just good to get a tune-up, kind of go through some of the paces. And 24 is a lot when you're playing a halfway competent team. I think it's a team they could beat by that much. I just don't know that they're going to be playing a style of football where they can win by that much.
All right, we got 2 games left.
I think one last thing, I do think it'll show a lot based on how much they try to let Majeski chuck it around the yard. If they let him chuck it around the yard a fair amount against CCSU, they're pretty confident that they're going to want to get him going If they try to run the ball a bunch against CCSU, it's going to feel like they're trying to protect him.
All right. Next up, we've got SEMO at Indiana State. Indiana State is favored at home by 2.5.
Model has SEMO by 1.5.
Well, I think the model can sit on it. Go Trees. I think this is going to be one of those years where the MVFC looks really good out of conference. Where even it's going to be hearkening back to the days of yore, like in the late teens, where the MVFC, even the bad teams, were winning out of conference games against OVC teams and everybody else. So I think at home the Trees get it done against SEMO and cover.
I agree. Talked about earlier, Jax Leatherwood from SEMO is now at Tennessee Tech. So SEMO's got that big question mark they got to come out and answer this weekend. And then on the flip side, Elijah Owens, they did confirm just today, is starting. For those that don't remember, he played a couple games last year, got hurt, but 2 years ago was the MVFC newcomer of the year as a true freshman, really electric, dual threat quarterback. I think that's a huge difference there. If you have a athletic quarterback who's had some success versus a guy who's making his first career start, most likely in a close game, that's going to be a huge difference in my opinion.
Yeah, I got to take Indiana State as well at home. 2.5 feels like a treat. Last but not least, we've got Stetson coming to Brookings. And like I mentioned a little earlier, very lopsided. SDSU by 47.5.
Model has Jax by 39.2.
Give me the points. I'm going to eat them. Realistically, I think if we have the depth we think we have, the team is clicking the way we think it should. This team should be able to cover that. I think the second string should be able to score points and shouldn't let points up. So I'm going to eat a whole. I mean, but what, between this game and the one I took 54 points, I'm eating almost 100 points in 2 games.
That's very rare.
I'm no. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm eating tonight, baby.
Yeah, Stetson's bad. Well, everyone else in the media and stuff kind of beats the bush, but we're just a bunch of dumbass fans, so we can say what we want. Stetson finished second to last in the Pioneer last year, and they were picked last in the Pioneer this year. That they're not good. And I know Coach Jackson, the coaching staff, have an extra emphasis this year on explosives and finishing in the red zone. Well, the number one way you practice that kind of thing is in a game situation. So I think, they come out and they really put an emphasis on that. If you're hitting explosives, if you're finishing the red zone, you're going to score a lot of points. And then I think you can cover 47 pretty easy.
Yeah, I like SDSU to cover as well. Like you said, Stetson's just not a very good team. And I think they're going to be overwhelmed by coming to Brookings. And I think this team's ready to start this season off on the right foot. And so, yeah, I'll take the Jacks cover. What are you laughing at?
I may have been tweeting on the side while we were doing this, and
never.
Matt posted the depth chart, and I said, "Oh, thank goodness we finally know who the starting quarterback is. What a relief!" And Chase Mason liked it.
That's great.
Chase kind of lurks sometimes. He'll like some stuff occasionally.
He probably never will again now that we put it on the pod, but that was funny. Sorry. Anyways. Yeah, we should have a 50 burger this game.
We should have a good 50 butter burger.
Dang, 50 butter burger in my Scoopy tokens.
All right. thank you everybody for tuning in. Thanks extra to those that stuck it out through 2 episodes back to back, and we really appreciate it. And thank you guys for trying this out. Hopefully it went well. It worked out really well for me. So as Jim says, as we always say, go big, go blue,
Go Jack.
Go Jack.